What's up, everybody? So the plan for today is two things. Short video. I am going to see if there's any oil left in the vehicle, so I'm going to drain out as much oil as I can out of the vehicle, and then I'm also going to add some of this into each of the holes where the spark plugs go, so that I can have some of this in the cylinders, specifically on the ones on that side, because those are the ones that the cylinders or the spark plugs were the worst last time that we had on the video. I had a lot of comments from just friends and family that I should use ATF as well. I'm gonna go with this because I have it. I do have some ATF, but I've also always wanted to try this and wanted to give it a shot, so let's see what it does. But yeah, first things first, see if there's any oil in this thing still. Way off. This is not a 15, it's probably like a 18 or 19. Motor. There's a little bit of sludge. Give you a little bit of a close-up on there. I didn't see any water, but like I mentioned before, the person that had this Jeep before me had drained the oil. All right, so there is oil in here. Oil's coming out, a little sludge. I don't know what that is, but I don't love it. My glove is dirty, so I can only hold with this hand, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely still some oil in there, so I'm glad I'm getting that out of there. I'm just gonna remove all the oil. I'm guessing he didn't drain all of it because that's not brand new fresh oil, like it's dark, it's black, so that's used oil. So he probably took the cap off, saw water come out, put the cap right back on. So I'm gonna keep letting it drain, and yeah, then I'm gonna start putting the Marvel Mystery Oil in there. And like I mentioned before, the Marvel Mystery Oil is going in the holes where the spark plugs are, so that I can get oil into the top end. I'm not worried about the bottom end right now. More so worried about the top end of the pistons, if there's any rust in there from water that was standing. I do have a little pump, a transfer pump. I might toss it into one of those, into the other cylinders, and then see if I can pump out anything in there. I also heard that blowing compressed air in there a little bit might break things up, so I don't know, we'll try it out. Alright, so this is what the oil looks like. Obviously, we're seeing some discoloration in the oil from the water that was in there, I'm guessing. I don't think antifreeze mixed with it. I think it's just actual water that came into the engine somehow. There was a little bit of sludge that was coming out from the top. I grabbed it with my finger and it was just like white, chunky sludge. Not too familiar with that, so I'll have to do some research and find out. But as you can see, this is what is dripping now, and I've got about 5 quarts here. All right, so just for the shits and giggles, I am going to toss this tube in there. I really don't think there's anything inside of those cylinders. So. Yeah, I don't think there's anything inside of those cylinders. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put some of the Marvel Mystery stuff in there. I am leaving the oil pan draining. I don't know. I don't know if I should take that oil pan off. I am considering taking off the valve covers just to see what it looks like in there. I don't know if I have time to do that today, but I do want to do this so that I can try and turn the engine. So let's put some of this in there. So from what I've heard, you really only need like, oh shoot, 2 tablespoons of this stuff while pushing turn. Jesus, making it difficult. Full transparency here, I don't really know a lot about engines. I mean, I know enough, but this is all a learning expedition for me. So follow me on this journey. I'm not going to remove the oil filter right now because I didn't buy another one for this, but I am going to remove the oil filter. And when I do buy an oil filter, I'm going to buy 2 of them, because the first time that this engine ever starts, I'm going to start it with some fresh oil. I'm going to let it run for maybe, God, I don't know, not even 5 minutes. I might not even let it warm up. Turn it off. I'm going to drain the oil out. That's my plan. See if there's any moisture. And then I'm going to change the oil filter, put fresh oil in again, and then do that again. And then this time I'll probably let it warm up a little bit more and let it actually run. What else was I going to say? That's all contingent on whether it actually turns over by hand when I put my breaker bar to the crank. So wish me luck. We'll check back. I think in a couple days I'm going to let that oil sit in there for today is Saturday. I'll probably let it sit there tomorrow, Monday, and then on Tuesday I'll jump back in and see if I can crank that, see if I can get that to crank. I'll pull out all the spark plugs and then try to crank it by hand. So we'll see. But for now, thanks for watching. Tune back in next time to see if this thing cranks over. Well, not cranks over, but if it engine turns. Peace.